One of the great things about bikes is that you can park them just about anywhere. But there is one inherent problem with motorcycles which I'm sure everybody can identify with. And that is that you need a level surface to park it, but most importantly, it must be a firm, hard surface. Now I'm sure anybody who's been riding a bike for any length of time knows that if you're going camping or you're going to bike meets where you have to park on soft grass or earth, parking can be a major headache. A centre stand's no good unless it's on a hard level surface, and in any case a lot of bikes don't come with them these days. So usually your only option is to use your side stand, with the inevitable result that all that weight of your bike on what is a very small footprint tends to cause them to sink, and then your bike falls over. And this problem isn't just limited to wet, muddy conditions. Even people that live in hot, arid countries often encounter the same problem with tarmac, which melts to the consistency of wet mud with the same effect. Now, I know a lot of people carry around little bits of wood with them when they know they're going to meet these conditions, and you can also buy these plastic pucks, which are a really good idea and they're better than nothing, but they're not the ideal solution to the problem. Now, anyone who has or has owned any of the large adventure bikes or big tourers will know that you can actually buy side stand footprint enlargers for just that job. And they are the ideal solution. They're permanently fixed to the foot on your side stand so that they're there whenever you need them. Now, there are many companies that make these accessories, but when it comes to something like the Bonneville, the Triumph Modern Classic range, there is absolutely nothing available. That is, until now. Now, I may stand corrected, but as far as I'm aware, R&G Racing are the only manufacturers that actually produce one of these accessories for the Bonneville range. And a very well made piece it is too. Now, this is R&G's kickstand shoe for the Triumph Bonneville T120. Apparently there is some variation between the designs of the kickstands on Triumph's current Bonneville based range, and R&G do produce them for various other models, and I'll cover that off at the end of this video. This particular one is just under £35 plus VAT, and I think that is a fairly typical price for this sort of thing. Now, most manufacturers cut costs in making these accessories by making them out of various different pieces stamped out of sheet metal, sandwiched together. And it's refreshing to see that what R&G have done is they've actually gone for the quality option of build rather than the low cost option of building. This is basically a one-piece shoe which has been CNC machined from 6082 aircraft grade aluminium. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the strongest, hardest and most corrosion resistant grade of aluminium in the 6000 series. And the fact that it's machined from one piece means that it's far stronger and far easier to put together and install than most similar products that are out there. Now, the top plate is black powder coated high grade stainless steel, and this is the part that actually holds it onto your kickstand. Now, this is a high nickel, low iron content stainless steel, one of the highest grades available, as are the 3 screws that hold it in place, 2 being M5 and 1 being an M4. The actual shoe itself had been CNC machined to exacting standards. Every curve and contour of the kickstand foot has been taken into account and mirrored within the insert of the shoe. And even without the top plate in place, it is a reassuringly exact and secure fit. Also included with the kit is a foam insert. Now, the Bonneville kickstand itself is made from aluminium and as such is subject to wear. So R&G have basically built some future proofing into this kit. If your stand has worn, this foam insert is designed to be attached to the bottom of the kickstand foot to compensate for any imperfections that may have occurred due to wear. All you need to actually install this accessory is 2 Allen keys, one 2.5mm and one 3mm. Installation itself is very quick and straightforward, and it's just as easy as, well, putting on a shoe. First thing to do is just to give your kickstand foot a good wipe over with some sort of cleaning agent, just to remove any grit or residual dirt that might be there. You don't really want to be putting this together and sandwiching mud or grit in between the two. Basically all you need to do is fit the shoe, put the top plate on, and then just fasten one of the screws in place finger tight to hold it all together. Now this side stand shoe is going to be subject to a lot of vibration while the bike's in use. So I would advise that you use a medium strength Loctite, not much, just the tiniest dab on the end of the threads of each screw, just to stop them shaking loose while it's in use. Apply this to the 2 remaining screws, then when they're in place, take out the original screw and apply Loctite to that one as well. Once all the screws are in, tighten them up, but don't over tighten them. And that's basically it, the whole thing is installed. Now give it a little wiggle, make sure that it is tight and secure. If it isn't, either carefully retighten the screws or check to make sure that you don't need to use that foam insert. Now one problem that you often come across with badly designed side stand enlargers is the fact that they will often foul or catch against parts of the bike as you close them up. R&G have gone for the maximum allowed size of the footprint while still maintaining a reasonable distance between all the parts on the underside of the bike. It doesn't foul, catch or scrape anywhere, which is exactly how it should be. Now just like the kind of shoes that you or I wear, these side stand shoes do take a little time to wear in. Expect to see some uneven wear on the underside. This is perfectly normal and necessary for it to eventually seat properly when you put the bike on its stand. And the great thing about the way that R&G have designed this, it's got plenty of meat on the underside, so it's going to last for years. Now I can't really find anything not to like about this shoe, and in a lot of ways it's like my perfect woman. It's simple and easy on the eye, and it stays out of sight until you need it. And then when you do need it, a gentle shove from your boot and it comes out and does exactly what you require from it without any fuss or drama. Now I will leave a link for this particular shoe in the video description down below. Now currently R&G do a version of this for the Street Twin and the Street Cup. As it stands, they don't do a version for the Street Scrambler or for the new T100. Now it could be that one of the existing versions do fit, but as it stands at the moment, R&G have not been able to fit test them. Now they'd also do a version for the Thruxton and the Thruxton R, so Captain Rambunctious can get himself one. And although it's not currently available, they do have in development one for the new bobber. R&G Racing's website is well worth a look. They've got some very interesting kit on there for the new Triumph Modern Classic range. And I have to say, on the whole, they are a very pleasant bunch to deal with. Just one word for Lomo Water Sports, the leg bag. Now this went out of stock shortly after I did my last review on it. But Lomo have been in touch and they've told me that the stocks for that come back in on the 25th of October. So if you've been waiting for it, it's coming back in on the 25th of October. So all that remains for me to say now is thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. I'll be back next week as usual, and I'll see you then.